Hello, I'm Emma, a 36-year-old mother to a wonderful 7-year-old child called Andrew. Lately, my life has been quite eventful, and it is all because of my lousy ex-husband. You know the type, the one you wish you could have handled a long time ago. Well, that is him. We met in college and have been through important and monumental moments together. We graduated from college together, moved out to Chicago, and supported each other when we first got our jobs. We built a life together. But I do not want to underestimate someone. Josh has always been a mediocre guy. He was not particularly a hotshot or rich. We got together when I was at a very vulnerable point in my life due to my mom's health. She was diagnosed with cancer. Josh just came along at that time and gave me all the support I needed. Then, on one unforgettable Thanksgiving, Josh surprised everyone by getting down on one knee and proposing. It was a beautiful moment. I said yes, and we finally decided to tie the knot. As a wedding present, my parents gave me a mansion they owned. It was an incredible gesture and an amazing start to our new life together as husband and wife. Then we had Andrew, our baby boy, and I gained more clarity about myself and my life. While I had found my purpose, Andrew remained a lost cause. While I was flourishing in my well-paying job, Josh couldn't seem to catch a break. He was jumping from one job to another like a bunny on caffeine and never sticking around for more than a month. So our relationship hit a rough patch. At first, I thought things would work out fine. It all started with subtle changes in Josh's behavior. I could not quite put my finger on what was bothering him. As time went on, I noticed his dissatisfaction with his financial situation. I earned more than him, which should not have been an issue, but somehow it hurt his ego. Then one day I stumbled upon some clues that hinted at Josh's involvement in illegal activities. I could not confront him directly because I knew he would feel attacked and get defensive. Knowing the company he worked for and the position he held, I couldn't help but be surprised by the amount of money he seemed to be earning. It just did not add up. It was like walking on eggshells around him all the time, and it sucked big time. Enough was enough, so one evening I gathered the courage to have a heart-to-heart talk. To my surprise, he didn't get all defensive. He came clean about the illegal stuff and his messed-up reasons for doing it. He told me he had been using the company credit cards for his own use. He'd been embezzling money. He told me it stung his ego big time that I was earning more than him, and, to top it off, he was living in a house that was mine, not his. He claimed that when Andrew came into our lives, things got even messier for him. He confessed that he felt ashamed that he wasn't the one providing for our family. He got tangled up in this embezzlement mess just to earn a little more money. His confession about the illegal activities was the final blow to our already fragile relationship. My priority was Andrew, my sweet little boy. I could not bear the thought of him growing up with a father involved in criminal activities. Josh was not the role model I wanted for him, and I feared the potential consequences of his actions for our family. Who knew what he would do next and how it would impact our lives? I could not take that risk, especially when Andrew's future was at stake. I wanted the best for my kid, Andrew. So I did what every mother would do. We ended up getting a divorce with joint custody of Andrew. Breaking free from the toxic web we had woven around ourselves was terrifying, but it was also liberating. It had been a smooth year and some months since our divorce, and things were going pretty well. We had this whole deal worked out. Josh would take Andrew on weekends, and we kept things low-key on the communication front. He had mentioned getting married again, and you know what? If he finds someone he's happy with, I'm not here to judge. Our divorce was not even that messy. So it was just an ordinary Monday morning. Andrew had hopped on the school bus, and I was starting my day. I did some chores and took our dog, Archer, for a walk. Typical mom stuff. I work as a social media manager for a lifestyle magazine, so I mostly work from home except for 2 days in the office. I was in my study, just getting into my work groove, when I heard a woman's voice calling my name from downstairs. Let me tell you, that voice did not sound like any of my close friends popping by for a surprise visit. I made my way downstairs, and there she was, a blonde woman who had barged into my house. She looked oddly familiar, but I could not place her at first. It was Claire, Josh's new wife. "Emma, finally, I think we need to talk." "Oh, hi there, Claire. I'm not sure why you're saying that, but okay, go ahead. So, how long do you plan on staying here? I mean, okay, Josh helped you out at first as a sweet gesture because you are the mother of his child and obviously because Andrew is with you. But I think it is time you figured out your stuff. It's been months." "Hold up, what are you talking about, Claire?" "I'm just exhausted from living in a tiny apartment. It is cramped, and I could not even invite my family and friends over for Christmas. You know, it's really tough to make memories in such a confined space. I can see why you and Andrew love it here. It's like a dream home. But the truth is, this place belongs to Josh, and he's been kind enough to not be upfront about it. Still, I want a fresh start, a new life right here. I just want us to find a solution that works for everyone. Perhaps we could look for a place nearby, somewhere where you and Andrew could still have your stability, and I could have a chance to create a home with Josh. You need to leave." "Who told you that, Claire? This house belongs to me. I inherited it from my parents. No need to hide it from me. Josh already told me how you've been spreading rumors that the house is yours and dissing him for not being successful. I don't know what's going on between you two, talking negatively about a guy who's letting you stay under his roof. And think about your son. What kind of picture are you painting of his dad for him?" "Hold on, Claire. I'm curious who's been giving you all these details. Let me set things straight. This house is absolutely mine, and honestly, talking about Josh is definitely the last topic I would like to talk about. But Josh said that he owns this place and that it is his. Why would I lie to you? I can show you the paperwork that proves this house is rightfully mine. When I got married, my parents gifted me this place and named me the owner. And as for getting my life together, I already have a job that provides for me and my son. You know, I do not know what to believe anymore. I was pretty sure that Josh had kept Claire in the dark about this. Do you have some time, Claire?" "Yes, I do." "Great. Let us sit down and have a chat. Can I get you something to drink? Coffee, tea, maybe some water?" "A cup of tea would be nice." Claire followed me into the living room and took a seat on the couch. I headed upstairs to search for the paperwork, understanding that Claire needed some proof and that I could not blame her. Who knows how long Josh had been lying to her about the house's ownership. After finding the documents, I returned to the living room and handed them to Claire. While she went through the paperwork, I prepared some hot peppermint tea for us. "I'm sorry for blaming you like that. It's not an excuse, but you have no idea about the things Josh has been saying about you." "What kind of things?" "He's been saying all kinds of stuff. Like you were suspicious and crazy during your marriage and that he had to divorce you because he couldn't handle it anymore. And to top it off, he pretends to be concerned about Andrew having a mom like you. Josh has been spreading a false story to me and everyone else, claiming that he owns this mansion. According to him, after the divorce, you were struggling and needed time to get back on your feet. As a supposed act of kindness, he offered you this place to stay. He proudly boasted about this at dinner parties with his work friends and on vacation with my family. It's as if he has turned this into his favorite topic whenever someone mentions you or the divorce. He even went as far as saying he had given you warning signs, implying that you were clinging to the house. I could not believe the rumors Josh had been spreading about me. He was totally throwing shade at my reputation, making it seem like I was a helpless mess after the divorce, relying on his supposed kindness for support. To be honest, I never really doubted Claire for a second. Josh had always been a shady character with his own skeletons in the closet. The main reason for our separation was because of his involvement in white-collar crimes. I was still kind of hung up on him back then, which made me hesitant to expose him. I thought I was in love, but looking back, I definitely made a mistake. I was caught in a tough spot when it came to Josh. I didn't want him anywhere near our son, but at the same time, I didn't want to see him end up in some prison cell. So I made an excuse about growing out of the relationship and decided to peace out quietly. But finding out he's been acting all high and mighty, going around like he's my knight in shining armor, I was not going to let that pass. I put everything out in the open. Claire, there is something you need to know. I'm not sure what Josh told you about why we separated, but I have not completely been honest with you either. What do you mean, Emma? You see, Josh was involved in embezzlement. Yeah, it was a tough situation. I confronted Josh about his actions, and he finally confessed to using his company's credit card for his own personal use. I was torn between wanting to protect him and feeling the need to do what was right. In the end, I decided not to turn him into the police, but I think he got away with it. Wait, Emma, you're saying Josh, my husband, got tangled up in freaking embezzlement? Seriously, I can't even wrap my head around that. I know. I didn't believe it either. I wanted to protect Andrew from all of this. Josh was still my husband, and I could not bring myself to turn him in. But I did what I thought was best for Andrew. I did not want him to grow up with a father involved in such illegal activities. I had to put his safety and future first. Wait, what if he's still pulling off fraud? He never got called out for what he did. If he's not being caught, he's still probably at it. This is blowing my mind. I mean, this is the guy I married. Wow, sorry, I'm just processing all of this. It's a ton to handle. I need to figure out if he's still tangled up in it. You know, that mess. We can't just let it slide this time. Well, I can think of a plan. Isn't it Josh's birthday in 2 weeks? Yes, it is. I came up with a genius plan to finally expose him to everyone. Claire, you won't believe the epic idea I've got. So picture this. What if you ask Josh if we could throw his birthday bash at, well, let's just call it his mansion, you know, my place, and you use all your powers of persuasion until he can't resist saying a big fat yes. We'll invite all his work buddies, basically everyone he's ever met, and then comes the pièce de résistance. We'll drop a super special announcement and give him his birthday surprise. Count me in. Take down my number. Claire totally nailed convincing Josh about the big party because when Josh came to pick up Andrew for their weekend together, he asked me about it. Hey, Emma, I need to ask you for a favor. Of course, Josh, what is it? Well, Claire wants to throw a big birthday celebration for me, and she wants to invite all my coworkers, her family, and pretty much everyone she knows. The thing is, our place is like a sardine can, and it's just not going to fit all those people. So I was wondering if you would be willing to let us use your mansion for the party. Andrew would be thrilled about the idea as well. Josh was completely oblivious to the trap we had set for him. Little did he know that he was walking right into our carefully crafted plan. All right, Josh, I'll think about it. The mansion is available, but I'll need to check with work to see if I can get a day off. I'll let you know. Thanks, Emma. And there is something else. I know it is a big favor to ask, but could you pretend that the mansion is mine during the party? It would be embarrassing in front of my coworkers and in-laws if they found out I had to borrow your place. I don't want to look like a total loser. And maybe let's not tell Claire about it either. Typical Josh. Well, I don't know, Josh. That seems like a pretty huge thing to keep a secret. I'll have to think about it, but I can't guarantee anything. I know, it's a bit of a stretch, but just think about it. I'd owe you a lot if you'd help me out. Well, I got to go now. Just text me and let me know, okay? Bye-bye. And just like that, everything fell into place. I texted Claire, letting her know that the plan was a go, and asked her to send out the invites to everyone for Josh's big day. A few days later, I gave Josh the green light to celebrate his birthday at my place and promised to keep his little secret. The big day had finally arrived, Josh's birthday. He walked in with Claire, and we acted all casual, but little did he know that we had a whole plan brewing behind the scenes. Andrew was pumped to see his dad, but I couldn't ignore the hurt and betrayal I felt. I had protected Josh and kept his secrets, and in return, he spread lies about me and our marriage. I was done being the good guy, and it was time to change that. As the guests started rolling in, I couldn't help but observe Josh putting on his offensive charm. He was trying to act perfect and flawless, but little did he know that his lies were about to be exposed. All of his friends, co-workers, and family members filled my house, totally clueless about what was going to go down. Finally, when almost everyone had arrived, Claire and I gathered everyone around. "Hey everyone, so we're all gathered here to give a shout out to Josh today. But if we're going to raise a glass to the guy, it's only fair that you know what he's really about. It's easy to talk smack and spread gossip, but believe me, the truth has a way of showing up. Now you might be curious about how Claire and I, the ex and the current missus, can actually get along. Well, here's the lowdown. We've both been through the Josh experience, and he has been fooling us around." Josh jumped in. "Whoa, hold up, Emma, what's going on? Did you maybe hit the drinks a bit too hard? No worries, everyone. You can just go back to whatever you were up to. I have the situation under control." "Hey, Josh, just give her a chance to speak. I know Josh might have been running his mouth and spreading lies about me, making me look like the crazy one for divorcing him or whatever, but let me set the record straight. There is only one reason why I left him, and that is because he was involved in some shady fraud. Thanks to Claire, the truth came out. Josh has been yapping about how this mansion belongs to him. Well, newsflash, it's actually mine. I've been working to raise my kid while Mr. Freeze over here has been stealing money from companies. The truth behind why I split with Josh is that he was mixed up in embezzlement stuff. I didn't have the guts to call him out on it before, but I'm not holding back anymore. Claire, I don't know what Emma has been telling you, but I promise you it's not what you think. You guys, there's been a mistake. Cut the crap, Josh. Emma's been real with me, and I know all about your sketchy stuff. It was hard to believe I fell for your stories. Seriously, did you marry me just because you needed a new crash pad after Emma gave you the boot? Well, people, just so you know, the authorities are in the loop, and they'll be showing up any moment. It looks like the party's a no-go today. Seeing as this is my place and not Josh's, you're all free to take off. Are you for real, Emma? You've wrecked everything for me. And Claire, seriously, you were in on this? How could you go behind my back with my ex-wife? You too, I'm out of here. The cops are on their way, Josh. It might be a good move to get your lawyer to sort this out. And this is how I finally took care of what needed to be done a long time ago. From what I heard from Claire, there was an ongoing investigation into Josh, and he was found guilty of stealing from the company he used to work for. And not just that, the company he was currently working for also discovered some unexplainable changes in their accounting records. It turns out he was still up to his old tricks, stealing from people. As a result, he had to pay a hefty fine of $110,000 and is now facing a 2-year prison sentence. I tried to shield Andrew from all this for as long as I could, but eventually I had to tell him the truth about his dad and how he was not a good man. It has been tough on him, and he still misses his dad at times, but he understands the situation. Exposing Josh and bringing his shady activities to light has been like lifting a weight off my shoulders. I feel so much more liberated now. It's true that sometimes you want to trust people and give them a second chance because everyone deserves one, right? But then there are people like Josh who just don't change. I'm fully embracing my life as a single mom. My priority is Andrew's happiness and well-being, and I won't let anyone drag us down again. My friendship with Claire has been comforting too. It's funny how life can lead to unexpected friendships. It's like I finally dealt with my unfinished business and moved on.